Yo, what is up? My name is V Poppy. Uh, this is my first ramble. Um, I am a big fan of other people's rambles, but I don't really think many people do them anymore, which is unfortunate. Um, I also think it's probably a good way to look back um, on how I was thinking, what I was doing in the future. So I figured I may as well record something. Um, got a little list of topics, and I suppose I will just talk because that is what a ramble is. Um, right now, I'm training wood cutting to bank construction logs. My kingdom won't give me enough. I think I was 20. Well, I was like 30 mil short, and somehow like 5 mil con spawned out of nowhere. Um, and then I checked Kingdom, and that was like another 5 mil, so I only needed like 22 mil XP or something. So I'm just doing that at Teaks. This method is 2 tick in a PvP world with uh, plank make. Um, and I'm also adding in cutting sturgeons because I fucking hate cutting those at the bank, and I have a lot of them, which I want to use for Havlor. I know a lot of people end up just having like hundreds of thousands of sturgeon in the bank, but I am pretty poor on herbs, so I don't really have that luxury. Um, I could start waiting for the fish cutter NPC. Um, there's been quite a bit of talk of that for quite a while, though I don't want to rely on that. Get 6, 7, 8, 9 months down the future, it's not in the game, and then I have 600k sturgeon to cut and like 800k mixes to make. So I figured, even if the NPC comes out, if I do methods like this, I'm mostly just wasting effort as opposed to losing time. Um, so that's not so bad. Um, Compared to 1.5 tick-teaks, originally I thought this method was better because I think like the rate for 1.5 tick-teaks uh, I was given was like 150k, and I think that's about right. But if you are good enough to plank make with it, you can get like 170k. I'm pretty retarded. I don't think I can do that. Um, I've got my teak trees planted. I had mahoganies originally because what I wanted to do was 1.5 mahoganies, and just do mahogany homes for the 30 mil XP, but that method really, really sucks. Um, so I just came to this teak method. I think I first did this like a year ago. I was like fucking around with 2-tick in PvP worlds. I did this, I did Wintertot, and a bunch of like mining methods. This is really the only good one that kind of came about. The Wintertot's nice. It was worse than World Top, especially with the recent Wintertot changes. Definitely not worth doing, but it was a lot more fun because I don't really enjoy Wintertot, um, but the solo method was a lot more fun, or I guess like Dolo. Um, yeah, but yeah, so I figured, if I can get, because I can get like 150k at this as well, maybe like 152, 153-ish. So it's like the same rate as what 1.5 was, without plank making. But I'm getting like 60% of my logs in planks. Um, so that saves quite a bit of time. So I figured I might as well do this, and I also much prefer this cycle than 1.5. Like I think like the 2-tick is a lot more relaxing. And also fitting in like the 3-tick plank make within the 2-tick cycle, I think it's like a really nice cycle. Um, I'll probably give 1.5 teaks a go when my trees grow, but I'll probably end up sticking this because I don't think I'd be able to do 1.5 very well with blank make. So yeah, it is this method is a bit more expensive actually, especially because I had to pay fucking 200 GP per Astral Rune because I nuked all my Astral Runes through SPS Abbey Demon, I think. And I plank maked like 200k Mahogany planks almost, and it's like two per cast, and you don't get like that many from ZMI. So I kind of was running low on astrals. Um, and yeah, that astral plus nature rune cost is like a lot more than the GP you save. I think you save 150, and it costs me an extra like 490. Versus like actually it's more than that because you have to pay 15 earth runes, so it's like 550 GP or something. But you save about what zero point 0.8 ticks or something in time and lose like zero point 0.3 in GP, but I have like a bill spare GP that I don't need, so um, I figured I may as well just spend it on construction if I can. Plus, it makes the method pretty fun as well. So, and making planks really sucks. So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. Um, I have been doing a little bit of mining. So for those who know me, I've always kind of gone on about how fucking 4G really sucks. Um, I think I probably play it up quite a bit. My plan was always to do like try 4G for like because like, I've never really given it a proper go. It was always just like do a couple hours here or there, and I never really had the intent to train mining because my plan was to save it for last because it's like a pretty good macro decision. Because if you have like one skill to be a last skill, like mining's probably the best because you have like VM, 4G, stars, and uh, calcified rocks. So there's like any AFK or low effort or high effort method, just in mining itself. So that was the reason I wanted to save money to last. But what happened is I decided to stream this method because I was bored, and some fucking retard killed me, which is like I mean whatever, it's my fault. Went live on a PvP world, um, and so I just ran a sep lap while I was deciding what to do because I didn't really want to do Guardians of the Rift for like an hour and a half or something. Because I've been doing that. I ended up deciding to get a 4G, and I don't know what the fuck it was, but I somehow liked it. I think it's a combination of I've been keyboard clicking. So a couple months ago, I was doing Karumbons and I was fucking complaining about it, and Minolinsky told me to try keyboard clicking. So I rebound like a bunch of my keys to left click, and held space on a second keyboard, and oh my god, it was so much nicer. And then I originally planned only to use it for that, but I've been using it literally everywhere. Um, so much so that even like uh, at work, I've been like trying to click with my keyboard, um, which is pretty funny. Um, but I think like because it it takes a small amount of time to get used to in terms of like improving accuracy, and for stuff where you like move the mouse across the screen a whole lot, like maybe like 1.5 teaks, it's maybe not so great, but for stuff like 4G, especially at the Fortnite spot, it's really not that bad, and I feel like it's so much nicer that like your mouse hand is only controlling movement and your left hand is doing all the clicking. Um, it made the method a lot more enjoyable, I think. Um, and also, I think some of the plugins, to be honest, like the blindfold plugin, and I don't know, but yeah, I really enjoyed 4G so much so that like I accidentally stayed up an hour late, which if people kind of know me, that's generally not something I do. I kind of have a pretty strict sleep schedule, but was having so much fun and time just like despawned. And I ended up like staying up really late because I didn't want to leave. I was also streaming at the time, so that was maybe part of the reason why it was more fun. But I've done it even off stream for like a couple hours at a time um, when I get cleared from woodcutting. Um, and it's been really fun. So I'm not sure if I want to keep doing that. There are like a few other skills, but I think I kind of have the issue that I'm running out of things to do. I can maybe talk about a bit about that later. Um, but that was the reason. Maybe I'll go to granite. Um, so next thing I want to talk about is my zero times at the moment. So my main zero times would be Redwood Dale and five tick Bob. So I usually do day alt. So every like night before I go to bed, I log out of the PC, go to day alt on the phone and do day alt. As I do like my night routine kind of shit. Um, and then that way when I wake up in the morning, when I do my morning routine, I'm already at day alt. So I can just wake up and do that straight away. So I mine like four to 5,000 day old a day probably just from that, which is really good. So I've been slowly chipping away. Uh, I have most of the rest of RC banked, so that'll be done soon. The other one is fishing, so that's kind of what I do at work from home, 2 days a week. And also generally just when I do shit on the phone, like if I'm not leaving the house. If I'm leaving the house, I usually do a day alt if I can. Um, I like if I have my phone. Um, Otherwise, yeah, if I'm just like getting food to eat or something, I'll usually just do a fishing. And then redwoods is for when I'm in the office. Um, and also while I lift. Uh, I used to do karambons while I lifted like a few years ago. Um, that wasn't too bad, but I feel like the redwoods are quite a bit nicer, especially with the forestry like timers. It's really consistent AFK. Um, and it's not like kind of interrupting lifting at all. So I really like it for that. In terms of like future zero time, yeah, so I'll run out of Dale soon. I think it's like 15 mil XP I need to bank. I've been doing some Guardians of the Rift as I mentioned. So it's probably gonna be less than 15 mil. Uh, so that should be, how many essence is that? Like 700k essence or about 5 months, I think, of just like if I only did the few hours in the morning, though I do like quite a bit more day out, like when I go for a run or shit like that on my commute to work. Is when I generally do that. So probably about 3 months, I'd say, if I didn't do any more Guardians of the Rift. After that, I'll probably move on to Calcified Rocks because that's basically the same thing, just a little bit more AFK, um, and a little bit more consistent as well. Um, because like you can like reset the AFK. Like if you look at the phone after like 40 seconds, you can just click another rock and get another full 1 minute 15. So it should be slightly nicer. Although I do really like Dale. Um, Fishing, I should be done. I think in the last 9 months, I've done about 55 mil XP fishing, all from 5 tick. So I think I should finish in about roughly another 9 months because I have like 51 mil XP to go. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if I'll do any Bob Law. I think it's probably my favorite method in game. Definitely hard to do very long term. I've done a reasonable amount of it, kind of when I started the account because it was one of my favorite methods, but like 5 tick Bob is just such a good zero time that it's really trolled just to not do it really, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it's whatever. I enjoy like every skill in the game for the most part, so it's not that big of a deal. Um, so it'll be done yeah, in about 9 months, I think. And then Redwoods, I won't finish before I finish the game. I'll probably have like 50 mil woodcutting spare. I think because Calcified Rocks will probably take over fishing while working from home, but that's subject to change. Um, Based on how I like it, maybe I'll just go to Redwoods. Yeah. So that's my zero time. I guess Nightmare Zone as well. I have like a fucking 1,000 hours of Nightmare Zone I need to do, and I thought that wouldn't be enough. But I did like fucking 100 or I think I did like 20 EHP of melees, I think. I don't know how much zone that was, or maybe a little bit was PVM because I did like some PVM this like only a very small amount. Um, but yeah, so I definitely probably won't finish that. But it's just like there's so much better AFKs to do. Like redwoods are so much better. If I can do that, so I might end up having to to chally off task to finish melees. But I think if I'm not like racing for a rank, because I don't think like either in terms of rank finishes, I think assuming like Dids doesn't finish, um, and before I do, I'll either get rank 9, 10, or 11, depending on Zeke and cosine. I really like rank 9. Rank 10 would be pretty cool too, and obviously, I mean, rank 11's fine. I started way too late to like kind of care so much about the rank, but obviously, like it's a cool thing. Um, but if I do get rank 11, there's no one really like close behind me. I don't think. So I would probably have plenty of time to just start PBMing to train the rest of the melees. To be honest, because that's probably the post 200 mil goals. Um, cool. So I'm 16 minutes in, and that's like the two of like six fucking things I had down. So I can probably cover the rest. I guess one thing is the Guardians of the Rift I mentioned a few times. So I've been doing Guardians of the Rift. It's a little bit of a 1-to-1 if you don't need multi-skilling. It's like 83k an hour RC plus like 7k craft, 3k mining. So that's like 87k effective plus a little bit less GP than ZMI. So it's like very slightly over. It's also something I can do like with friends, and it's really fun. Just to chill out, just play Clash of Clans or something, because I've been playing that. Fucking house and got me into it. Um, yeah, I'm kind of getting destroyed. I ran out of brews on the ult, so I may have to get more of those. Um, yes, 2024. So 2024, um, I did my temple year. I think was slightly over 4,050. It was like 4,070 or something. Before the EHP changes. So the EHP changes, I don't think really changed anything at all, if not made it slightly bigger. But I'll cover EHP changes in a second. Um, yes, I did a bit of a 4K. A lot more than I expected. I was only expecting around 3K since I like started working this year. I wasn't really sure how much I'd get. A lot of it was over EHP. So uh, it was 4K on Temple, and then the net bank DHP was like positive like 80 or something. So I actually uh, banked more EHP, um, or I gained more banked EHP than I used, which was pretty surprising for me, considering I did like fucking 150 ep of like prayer, or maybe it was even more than that. Like I just don't have my ult. What am I doing? Um, At the start of December, I did that because I did it with Tails because Leagues was out. We're like, fuck, may as well do it now. It's a good time. So I was like, I thought I'd probably end up with like 3.8k like total net of change in banked, but it ended up being like plus 80. So I think in my tweet it was 4,155. Obviously, like the banked EHP like calcs aren't perfect. I didn't spend like very much time on them, um, but like they definitely seem like very reasonable. I know a lot of people like to like know the mains, and it's all you for 10 DHP and IM and always get over and shit. Um, but yeah, uh, don't really have anything to say to that because they'll never listen. But Yeah, so about 41 to 50 EHP, which is fucking ridiculous. It was like 1,000 over what I expected to get. Um, so I'm kind of impressed. Like I beat out my EHP year last year when I was in uni for my third year or my last year of uni. Although I did do like 500 hours of PVM that year, so uh, that one was 4,080. Or it was 4,080 temple year, but I think like 4,010 like net of banked. Because I finished Slayer that year and used quite a bit of banked XP then. Um, yeah, so that was the total EHP. I think I can cover the year off the top of my head. I think it was the end of 2022 and the start of 2023 was smithing. So I did just two client hop smithing. Um, Originally, I made three gold orals, and I banked I think total of the skill I did like 40 mil XP with that. Um, but what happened was I realized you could basically get infinite hop limit by using Jagex launcher and one RuneLite client. So you load RuneLite through the launcher and then just open RuneLite regularly. Um, and because each has a separate hop limit, so you could do the method all day. So I was like, fuck it. And I was doing that instead of uh, just playing alts for thousands of hours. I was getting pretty good rates, probably like 350k average. And I actually don't mind the method. I know a lot of people don't like smithing. I actually really enjoyed um, two client hop. Um, so I think I did 110 mil XP or something like that during that time. Then I moved on to cranes for a month while I also was doing like the hop limit shit because then you could have like an infinite hop limit for cranes pretty much. Um, Although what ended up happening is I couldn't really be bothered using the RuneLite client just because uh, I had three accounts, I think. Like I had two alts and the one main site. I didn't really do that, I don't think. Um, and then what I did, I just did the hop limit for like 3 or 4 hours, whatever it was, and then went and like bought planks for the rest. And that was good for like the weekends, and then the weekdays I basically just like hit the hop limit once or twice between in the morning and night or whatever between work. Um, so I did that for a month, and 2 days before I finished before I finished my Koreans, they my account got logged out of the Jagex launcher, and I had to make a Jagex account, which means you can't log in through RuneLite and get your hop limit increase. So it was very very lucky timing. Um, so there was that. Then after, I think I did Hunter Rumors. I don't think I missed anything between. I think it was Hunter Rumors right after. I think I did about 90 mil XP, which would be about 350 hours, so maybe like six weeks or something. So I did about 2 months of smithing, 1 month of cranes, and maybe like 6 weeks of hunter rumors. Um, Hunter rumors was pretty over. For like half of it, I was getting like 270k an hour hunter, which is already over, plus banking like 0.15 to zero point 0.2 an hour. So that was pretty ridiculous. Then they nerfed the expert hunter rumors, um, and buffed the. I can't remember if they buffed it at the same. I think they buffed it a little bit later. So I think they nerfed expert and then they had then master with the best, but then they like buffed. Well, I guess they buffed all rumors, but what they did was they removed some tasks from the master list that everyone was just blocking, which was really retarded. Because like if everyone blocks the task and you remove the ones they block, they're just gonna block different tasks. And I think the idea was to get like a bit of variety, but like you just like remove three tasks from the task pool. So you went from having to do like six tasks. I think it was tech use, red chins, moonlight, moth, antelope, dashing cabots, and Herbie, um, to doing either three or four. So Herbie, antelopes, and kebits, and optionally red chins, um, which buffed the method by like 15% or something, which was a fucking really retarded change. I don't know what they were thinking. That's like if they just removed like Drake's worms, gargoyles and shit from like Slayer Masters because nobody does them. It's like, well, then you just like skip the next highest weighted task or whatever, which is like I don't know what they were thinking. Rumors are definitely really strong. But you know they got to get the playtime metric up for the new content and shit or something. But uh, I think rumors are really fun. They're they're about the same as Black Chins if you don't get like ragged, in terms of rates nowadays. But uh, like mentally, rumors are just easier. You got to do like Chins and Herbie, and oh, you don't get PK'd. So it's what I ended up choosing to do. Um, I stopped at 160 mil, uh, to leave some like lenience for birdhouses, which I expected to be 20 mil, but it'll probably be less than that with mixology. And then if I wanted to do some, I kind of want to do like a better Hunter 6 hour. Like I had one originally with Black Gens, and then I beat it during my Hunter day with rumors, um, which was kind of annoying. It wasn't by much, but I think I was getting like 272k an hour, and I slightly beat it. I think my Hunter 6 was like 269 or something. Um, so yeah. Um, Speaking of Hunter Day, yeah, I did the Hunter Day. I did the expert kebits for 270k an hour or something. That was retarded. Like the point of that was kind of just to show how stupid the method was. Um, I didn't really intend or like care about the record itself, but um, yeah, I know Onyx was trying to beat it the other day, and he got ragged by some fucking PK, which is really sad to see. But I really do hope he tries again because that would be awesome to see it beaten with like chins. Um, because having like fucking Cabots like as the hunted day is pretty dumb. Um, so yeah, I hope he gets the time. I think he's pretty busy, but um, to have another go at that. Um, then what was that? Then after that was agility. I spent fucking I think I did like 110 mil agility or something during the year, so that would have been 5 or 6. I think it was like 6 months, but I did like a 2 week RC break in the middle. Um, I think it was during like a bingo or something, maybe. Uh, or maybe because Tails was doing it, I wanted to do something. I think I was playing the UIM. I made a UIM. I got 995 making that logged out. Um, or maybe it was during a comp. I don't remember. I think there was some comp then. Oh yeah, I was playing the UIM and doing ZMI in a comp or something, and Turn wasn't happy about it. But uh, anyway, I got quite a bit of over doing agility, um, which is probably the main reason why my year was a lot bigger than I expected. So during the entirety of Agi, I only looted Grand Coffin instead of I think the raid assumes uh, Grand Coffin and some floor 4. Um, so obviously I was getting a high rate in general, only doing that. But then I also did first inventory was glass make, which is already assumed in the rate. And then I did gem cutting with the gem bag. So I bought a bunch of gems from the gem shop. I think I ended up getting like 50, 60 mil crafting from it or something during the skill, um, which was ridiculous. So I was emptying and cutting gems and then just dropping them on the floor. I think on average, including the glass, it was like 40k an hour or something crafting. And I think about 8k or something came from the glass. So Uh, it's like what point two iron or something like that. It's pretty good. And then to top it off, during floor five, I was plank making. So I brought in a log basket full of mahogany logs, and would cast plank make during floor five, and store the planks in the log sack you already have for the bridges. Um, and so I think I made like 190k mahogany planks or something like that over the whole skill, which is like 30 hours saved or something like that, maybe a little bit under. But I really hate plank making, so I was pretty happy I did that. Um, so obviously that's like quite a bit over. Um, the GP time that I lost from not looting is like reflected in the change in net bank DHP. Um, because like I lost like GP compared to like what I should have. Um, but I was obviously being able to like multi-skill like so much crafting, I was definitely getting a lot over, and it probably only ended up coming out to like 200 hours, or something like that. I think being really good at SEP in general, like my rate was so high, that's definitely saved a lot of time. But yeah, so that was the main contributor to why my yield was so high. Um, but obviously it did cost a lot of money to um, buy the gems compared to just selling the runes for money. But I didn't like need the money, so that's what I spent it on. Um, and obviously, like most irons can still do that, but like having like the Grandmaster teleport made like banking the gems probably like 15% faster, I'd say. I only like single client hopped because I really couldn't be fucked double client hopping. But I think you bank like 5 to 600k crafting an hour um, doing that. Um, because they upped the stock in the store, I think, at some point during the year, which is why I decided to buy so much. Because my original plan was to do gem nights, for like a whole bunch of gems and then do them at set, but I just bought them instead, and I'll do artifacts. So after agility, I think I moved on to RC. I think. I can't quite remember. I think it was RC. Yeah, I think I did a bit of RC, and then God, I actually don't remember, but I do think it was RC. Although I feel like I didn't do that much room crafting, but maybe I did. Time flies pretty quick when you're doing RC. Um, let me just quickly check. Oh, I cooked all my karambans. Um, I did a small bit of winter chart during the year. Didn't do any calm. Oh, mixology. I guess I did mixology for like a week or two or something in there when it came out. I think I did like 6 mil XP or something. So that was that. Um, RC did a bunch of crafting, did like super glass make for all of that, and then some fletching after I finished that because I don't have the penance gloves and maybe I'll get them, but I'll probably just wait for the run NG change to like see what's happening with that. Um, And then I moved on to smithing. So I finished smithing. I did the last 40 mil XP because at the start of the year I left, finished off at like 160. Um, so I had ore on the alts for about a bit of 25 mil maybe, and then I just did like two client for the rest of it. Um, Having the hop limit wasn't as bad as I thought, especially with work. I never really even played at that much straight, especially with like herb runs and dinner and stuff. Um, Yeah, and then I went back to RC after smithing, um, but I was kind of having a think about like what I needed to do because what one problem I think I mentioned before is I feel like I'm running out of stuff to do, like because trying to play like macro efficient for like the whole game, it's always kind of been like you've always had like multiple 1,000+ hour grinds that you can just like dedicate yourself to. Like, I just sat at like SEP for like half a year. Um, or I did Slayer for like a year and a half. Like I've always been able to like just sit down and do something, which is generally how I prefer to play. I don't really like skill hopping. Um, and so I was like doing RC, but I was like, I kind of wanted to like save an easy skill, but also like a multi-skilling skill, because I'm not sure how much like of that I'll need to finish all my glass and all my herb, because I kind of want to do herb artifacts, and then I'll also have some like fire making. I think I need to do artifacts as well. So I wanted to like save a little bit. Plus, I wasn't sure how dry I'd go on got into Rift Pet, which I've been hunting, sort of. Um, I have the green log besides the pet, and I'm like 100 rolls over 8 or something like that currently. Um, yeah, so I was looking for things to do. I came to the conclusion that I should be doing wood cutting. I'd need to, I think I mentioned before, but I needed like 30 mil. I did that, but it ended up being like 22 mil to bank. So that's, a good 110 hours of wood cutting or something, and then plus the herb runs, that's at like 2.5, maybe 3 weeks of active wood cutting time. Um, yeah. So I'll be doing this until I hit 170 mil banked x total XP plus banked XP, and then I should have the rest in Kingdom Mahogany's plus the loot crates you get from Mahoney Homes. Should fill the rest in. Um, in terms of 2025 plans, what skills I plan on training, I think I mentioned before, Granite. I originally planned on leaving to last, but maybe while I'm in the Gatherer mood, because I think what makes the Gatherers so hard is you just can't type on Discord. Um, like all the other skills that you're not really like doing too much sometimes. Or even if you are like SEP, there's floor 1, floor 2, you have like quite a bit of time to like scroll Discord or something like that, or like type. Um, and it feels really bad to do that like during gatherers when you're like always clicking on the screen. Um, but having kind of broken that mental wall by wood cutting for like 3 days and then going to granite, it really didn't feel bad. So I'm not sure like while I'm in that mood, I might just do granite after wood cutting it until I kind of get like bored of it. I'm not sure how long that would take. Um, just to punch out a bunch of 4G instead of like doing VM maybe later on in the future if I didn't feel like doing granite. Um, so that's probably my plan. Um, Continue hunting Guardians of the Rift Pet casually, um, and then probably RC if I get bored. I think I have like 1 mil day out banked. Uh, and other small things would be continue working on the Leaping Sturgeons uh, and making mixes so I'm not left with a whole bunch of them at the end of the game. Uh, Actually, I'll probably use the banked con XP, um, like 25 mil of teak, whatever the fuck they're called, mythical cape racks. I might do some Mahoney Homes first. Um, I'm not too sure what I'll end up doing, but there's the 3 that'll probably occupy me, or the 4 skills that'll probably occupy me for the next couple months, and then I think the medium term plan is to do mixology. So I've been farming Haralanders, Irets, Dwarfweed, and I did all my Ranars before that. Um, and then I'll probably use Aventu as the red paste. I'm not sure how many prayer potions I want to keep, but we'll see. I also don't really want to pick more my fungus, so maybe I'll just use Aventus. Although I could just make fishing potions, which actually might be nice because you can store them in the fishing. tackle box, and like use them for like Barbler or if they make the fucking region power change to like multi-skill, it would be nice for that. Um, so yeah, then yeah, mixology in like the long term. I think I'll have like I started with like 5,000 Harlander seeds and some Harlanders in the bank. So that should be about like 1 mil mark space, maybe slightly more. I think off the top of my head, 50,000, 100. Yeah, something like 1 mil mox paste, which is 25 mil-ish XP, so maybe 25, 30 mil XP from mixology. So that's about like 300 hours. That's, 2 months probably. And then after that, kind of who knows? I've got quite a bit of time until then. So, that's like 8 months maybe, and then I'll be closing out the game kind of after that. Um, if I keep going at my current pace, which is quite unlikely, like I did 4 like 4.15. Um, yeah, and sailing doesn't come out first, so I'll finish in like February, March next year. So I've only got like 15 months. Um, it'll probably be like 15 or 16 if Cosine and Z can both like pass me and I kind of just chill to the end of the game. Maybe do some like club with the remaining XP of the skills. But if I have an actual chance of getting like rank 9 or 10, then February or March, if sailing doesn't come out, is kind of the goal. And if Hyrule doesn't get too busy, um, that's 2025. Um, Fuck, I just yapped for 40 minutes and I've still got fucking two things to talk about. So I can probably quickly cover. So EHP changes. So I quickly updated the sheet. I didn't put too much effort in because I'm not as motivated to do the sheet now that I'm employed and I work with kind of sheets like all day. Um, so the changes definitely weren't as like detailed as last time. Um, I think the post max like change in time was uh 220 hours or something, and that mostly came from mixology. It was like 130. Smithing rate got upped um, to 375, which is basically like the max rate without competition and with dropping um, for two client hop, but also so that if you do ults, you're not getting like turbo over, because you're probably getting like 425k if you don't drop with that, which is what most people do. Though you can get like I think I did a 6 hour like 492 or something dropping, but it's a lot more effort, and I don't know how many people actually do that, especially long term. Um, and considering like it's thousands of hours of ulting, so you'll probably like lose some ticks along the way. So I think 375 is kind of a fair rate. Um, Slay went up a tiny amount. Uh, I think that was the main ones. There was some issue with thieving and I guess fire making got changed, so the fire making con thieving wood cutting rates all shifted around slightly because they were like dependent on each other. So I think those are the main changes. Yeah. The fishing rate went down slightly as well. Because of the fishing rate's always been like really high, kind of. Despite barbel probably being like the hardest method probably in the game, at least to my knowledge. Um, or at least like the most equal in terms of like APM. Um, and then pre 99 EHP went up by I chose whatever number to get like 19,700 as like a clean number. I think it ended up being like 170 or something. My reasoning behind this was like JCW did the speed running to max. Um, and he did I think he lost to the EHP number by like 80 hours, and that's like inclusive of like all the logout strats that he had. So I was like, fuck, this is clearly wrong. I didn't want to put any effort into like actually adjusting the rates, so I just added like time and um, allocated it based on the slay rates across all of pre-99. So that kind of includes like slay rates being lower where you have like lower stats, um, questing, diaries, all that kind of shit that kind of doesn't get included. Um, Obviously, like I don't care anyway near enough about pre-99 to like accurately like um calc like routing and shit like that. It's more just if you play efficiently, this is roughly how long it's gonna take, and as long as it like kind of matches that, then it's fine in my eyes. Um, and then I just kind of wanted a nice clean number, so I set it based on the amount of hours to get it to a nice number. I originally wanted to be 20k, but I didn't realize like how much time was actually saved by Herblore. I thought it would actually like with some of the changes, because there was some issues with the sheet double counting like time save. I thought it would actually increase the hours to 200 mil, and then I could make it like 20k as a nice number, but that didn't happen. Um, but the it's actually 19702. I didn't realize hit points and magic are actually allocated 1 EHP each on Temple. So that didn't show when doing the inputs for the rates when I put them into Temple. So that's pretty funny. So maybe next time I'll remember that. Um, but yeah, the total EHP like difference was like 40 hours. So really not too much, but nice to keep it updated. Since I think the last changes were like over a year ago. And I chose to do it at the start of the new year, so like everyone's like years were like kind of accurate to what they did. Um, I think that's probably the best way of doing it because there was no need for like urgent rate changes or anything. Um, cool, that's HP changes, and the last thing is sailing. So I obviously we don't know when sailing is going to come out. I personally think I will finish before sailing. I know a lot of people are skeptical about that. Um, from what we've seen, I don't think they can get out like alphas, betas, all the fucking like player testing, content development, polls. I don't think they can do that within 12 months and release the skill. Um, if I had to guess, it would be late 2026, early 2027 that it would come out. Um, but that's obviously just speculation, and we really don't know. Um, I'm excited for a new skill. I think because it's new and it'll be exciting and fun. I don't want sailing. I think it won't really work as a skill. I hope, I hope, I hope they just pull it as a mini game instead. But I just don't think that's going to happen. Um, I, I'm really not a fan of anything I've seen so far. Um, I definitely would have been much more of a fan of fuck, what was the other one called? Not Taming, the other one. Uh, like the invention kind of shit. Um, God, what was it called? Shamanism. I originally of the three, I voted for sailing because I really hated the like invention-esque aspect of shamanism, like the gear and views. I was like, this is really stupid, and I don't want this in the game. Um, which is why I voted sailing. But seeing sailing now and knowing that they probably might have just or probably would have just scrapped the gear and views, it kind of I definitely regret that vote, but obviously at the time with the information I had, that's the decision I made. Not that it really would have changed anything, but yeah. In terms of my expectations for sailing, I think they'll aim for around like low 200k XP now. I think it'll end up being like uh, high 200s, low 300ks. Um, because players are always just better than what Jagex thinks. Um, or at least the high level players are a lot better than the the main like player base of who they're trying to appeal to and like cater to. So that's kind of my expectations. I don't think Water Sep will be anywhere near as good as Sep. I think looking at some of the demos, obviously like they're early, but like I just it's never gonna work. Like the sailing, the movement is so slow relatively, compared to just like character movement. Which is why Sep's so good because like it actually matters. Like every single tick, um, the tile you click on, it matters. Um, so I don't really think it'll be fun. But we'll see. Um, I guess some other things I can quickly touch on. Some records I got this year. I got the Agi 6 hour and the Agi day. Um, I love Sep so much, or like it's definitely the most complex in terms of like knowing all the like um, pathing, optimal pathing, and shit like that, and learning all of that across the skill was really enjoyable to me. Um, I think I near the start of the skill, I think I was near 100 mil XP just before I started. I did a 6 hour, or I did four, and I got like 650 to 651k in all four of them. I couldn't beat Toad, who was rank one at the time, at like 655, and I was like, "Fuck, this guy is too good." Um, then I did, most of the skill. I think I got to like 170 or something, or whatever it was, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll try 6 hour again." And then I got like a really high rate. Like I think I improved my time by uh like 6 or 7 minutes. Like I went from finishing on floor three. I think I finished on floor three plus like a bit of an arty lap to finishing on floor five plus like two and a bit arty laps or something. So I did a floor four, a floor five, and two arty laps, which is like what 2 minutes 15, but that's like 5 minutes, 5.5, 6 minutes basically. And so I got like 666k, um, which I think I'm really happy with. It was a really good RNG run. I think I had like 13 more floor four norths than souths or something like that. I think I put it in my tweet what the thing was. Oh, I also made like a whole bunch of bridges extra, which gave me bridges and portals, which gave me more XP. Um, I think I also did like 4 6 hours at that point in time. The fourth one being the best one I had, but they were all floor five finishes with a little bit of arty. Um, so at least like 4 minutes improved on my previous best, which was I didn't realize you could save so much time. Like I thought I was basically like as good as I was gonna be, but the one, two, or like 3 or 4 ticks every now and then it really adds up. Um, just getting like the consistent floor four north skips. I think in my rec, well, I think in the first 6 hour I did, I failed once. I failed once out of like 30 something, which is ridiculous. I obviously probably got good RNG. I think the next one I failed like 6 times or 4 times or something. I don't remember how many I failed in the PB. I think it was like 3 or 4 or something. Um, but being really consistent at that at floor three east, um, and floor five as well. I think getting um, I think a lot of people kind of feel like 2 and 9.6. Um, like they kind of settle for getting that like most of the time. Then every now and then you get a 202 or you get like good RNG for that. But I think going from that to consistently getting 204.8 or 204.2 around those times, like being like half a flame cycle ahead or whatever. Um, I think I was probably getting like 1 in 5 to a 2.4s, 3 out of 5 to a 4.8 to a 4.2 ish, and then like 1 out of 5 like to a 9.6 or rarely slower. That would just be like multiple yellows like spawning on you. That was pretty unlikely. Um, I'm just obviously guessing at those, but it was probably around about something like that. And so saving 6 seconds on every floor five, like really adds up. Um, and then a little bit later, I attempted the Agi Day. Um, I didn't know how well I would go. Um, for those who know me, I'm notoriously against sleep deprivation. Um, um, I'd only ever attempted one 30 hour before, which was the Hunter 30, and that sucked. Um, I was feeling really shitty for like 4 hours during when I would have been sleeping. I didn't really have any good idea of what food or drink I should be eating. Um, that one I struggled with the hunter one, but the agility one, um, I did it outside of a comp, just like the hunter one as well. But I just had a whole bunch of friends in voice just to carry me through. I had someone in voice at all times, and at most times it was like 5 to 10 people. Um, so that it definitely helped like keep the mood up and keep me entertained. Um, but in terms of like feeling tired, I rarely I didn't I almost didn't feel tired. Like I was obviously not like wide awake. But I wasn't like yawning. I wasn't like drowsing off. I wasn't feeling shit. I don't think I felt bad at all during it. Um, I actually felt really good, um, which was surprising. I think I got a warm meal delivered to me by my mum, um, because I didn't want to be interrupted. So I told her, "Hey, look, I'm doing this thing. I'm not going to be leaving my room all day tomorrow." And then she's like, "Oh, what do you mean all day?" I'm like, "Literally all day." He said, "Oh, well, don't stay up too late or whatever." And then she came. She would never do this otherwise, but she came and um, asked if I wanted dinner, and I said yes. And it was like a warm, like pesto pasta. And oh my God, that was the most revitalizing meal I think I've had in my entire life, and that probably carried really hard. Um, but yeah, I ended up getting I think 3 to 4 8 mil or something like that. The end rate was 108.3k an hour or something, which is much higher than I expected. I think I gapped the previous first place, which was Paddy, by like 75k or something, which is ridiculous. I didn't realize like how well I could do. Like the tick perfect, like absolute tick perfect rate, I would guess is about 110. So inclusive of like going to the bathroom and making like very small mistakes or like not going for some skips because you know you probably don't have like the mental ability to like react that quick to everything that's happening on screen. Um, I was really surprised at how well I did. But definitely shout out Yeet Code for carrying the entertainment through that one. Um, so I'm really happy with both of those wrecks. I'd like to see other people attempt Agi 6 hours. I think it's really nice when people care as much about like the set micro as me. But definitely when I talk about it in Discord or or stream, I feel like I clear a lot of people with it because either nobody knows what I'm talking about or I'm probably just being really annoying about it. But I really enjoy like completely min-maxing SEP. So it'd be good to see other people like try um, push for like 660k plus, which is like finishing on the floor five. Um, so yeah, um, that's that. I guess the Agi Day. So during the Terry comp, both Crimp and Necro attempted or did a 30 hour. Necro went for the week, so I'm not sure like how much he was actually going for the 30 hour itself. Um, and I'm not sure. I think Crimp was originally doing the week, but then stopped to do like herb and shit to focus more on EHP. Um, that happened quite a bit during the comp. Like people, because it was so competitive. Like people were like giving up on doing their like skill week recs to focus more on EHP weeks, which is kind of it's cool to see like that in the sense that like the competition was that competitive, but also kind of sad to see because it would have been nice, um, that there were so many weeks like darts cooking week, perhaps Necros, not Necro, Crimps Agi week, Ben's woodcutting week, um, Istra's smithing week, although he did have COVID, so that's kind of more understandable. Um, and there's probably more that I don't even remember. Um, but yeah, obviously Necro beat the Agi week. It's kind of unfortunate that he had not enough XP left. Like he beat it by 200k, but had like five hours of crafting or something at the end. So if those had been on Agi, you would have like completely smoked the week. But I feel like obviously like I think it was like a 149.5 like comp PHP Agi or something like at 102k, which definitely isn't unbeatable. Like if it had been like a 155, it would have been like so much tougher to beat. But I'm not sure like who else will attempt that. Definitely like really good, but it would have been really cool if it had been 6 hours high like that. Like 6 hours at the end of a comp like that is so difficult to get. Um, and then, but it was nice to see both the two people kind of doing the 30 hour at Agi. Krim got second place, I think I think he hit 3.2. I don't remember. Um, and then Necro got fourth place. I think he was in between Toad and Paddy. Um, and the difference between Toad and Paddy was in like 5k. So I think he was right in between them. Um, but yeah, it's really good to see like a record that I care about kind of being kind of competitive. I mean, if someone beat it, I wouldn't run it back. Like I'm not really a records person, but like SEP is just a skill that I I find so interesting because it's so complex. Um, so yeah, that would be it's really cool to see competitiveness in kind of like yeah the content I care the most about. Um, I don't really plan to do any other like actual records. Maybe I'll do 6 hours of some methods. Maybe Hunter six. Um, maybe, but I feel like I'd want something to shoot in Dark Lure for me because you kind of have to do that to even have a chance at the record. I feel like I could maybe get it, but hunt like being in the wilderness and being reliant on other people is maybe going to be a difficult uh, a battle to win. Um, but I know, I mean, especially with the hunter outfit, I'm way more than capable of beating it. Even without the hunter outfit, I could get close. I think it would require a really good 6 out to beat the current one. I feel like with someone like ulting for me, it would be possible. But it would definitely require a lot of RNG. Um, but with the outfit, like that's just plus 10k now. Like it should be no issues. Um, but I don't really have any other plans for um records. I don't think. I should try mining six just to see what I'll get. I don't think I could even get 800k, dude. I really suck at that skill. Um, but I think with a bit of practice and being able to do it like long term, it's something I want to do like at least once just to see kind of what I can get. But I feel like compared to other skills like mining, like gatherers are definitely my weak um, spot relative to a lot of other people or a lot of my strengths as well. Um, so yeah, that would be interesting. Um, Fuck, I've talked for fucking hour and 5 minutes. I planned on this being like 15 minutes, dude. I didn't think I would talk this long. Um, I I feel like it goes so much longer too, but it's like I was meant to go to bed 45 minutes ago. Like it was meant to be a I'm about to go to bed soon, but I'm just gonna record a quick video or something. Um, that didn't happen. I really enjoy talking about RuneScape and doing woodcutting and mining recently have been really fun and engaging. Like I almost don't scroll on like uh I pay almost no attention to anything other than RuneScape, which is it's refreshing being able to do that. Like a lot of other skills kind of require you to um, do something on the side because they just like aren't click intensive enough. But being able to be entertained like long term, you know, I've probably done like I had work today, but probably like 8 hours of this um, total today, or maybe even like a little bit more. Um, and exclusive of dinner, like 7 hours straight at this point, with only a few herb runs. So I've been really enjoying this. Yeah, um, I think I'm kind of out of main topics. I'm sure there's other things I could talk about. I'm not sure if I want to keep doing these. Maybe if people like it. Um, I might even do it and just not upload them if that's kind of what I feel like doing. Who the fuck's gonna watch an hour and a half of me fucking yap, dude? Like I already yap enough probably. But we'll see. Um, if you have any, I guess, topics that maybe I can uh rant about for a while, um, let me know. Um, I was definitely pretty nervous recording this. I like I stream like pretty often, so it's not really that. It's just talking to yourself is really weird. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys like could have noticed in, like the first 5 minutes or something. Um, but I've obviously like calmed a bit now down a bit now that I've been talking for fucking forever. Um, yeah. That's the main thing I was gonna talk about. Um, yeah, I think if I do continue these, that'd probably be monthly maybe. Um, that seems pretty reasonable. Maybe more or less often, depending on like how things change or how I'm feeling. But yeah, cool. All right. Well, thank you for listening. Hope you all have a good day, and I'll catch you later. Bye.